To me, it seems like everybody's focused on the exit strategy and is not actually interested in fixing anything that they cry about. Mm-mm. Good rising. Some children never learn self respect. It's true. And those same children grow up watching parents that have no respect for themselves, conforming and kowtowing to the public opinions, feelings, and concerns of political upper echelons and narcissists. A Karen and a tyrant are really the same thing. Both are trying to dictate terms to your emotions. Neither gives a shit about you or your feelings. They want you to have sympathy for their word spells. Some people don't like my attitude because I think we should just kill them all. I don't think we should be voting for anyone. I think the only person you should vote for is yourself. And if people don't like you because you voted for yourself, then they should fucking die. What do you think? After all, both parties were plotting to kill you. Isn't that what they deserve? Some people think I'm just an asshole. And I can't think for myself. I'm just an extremist. Your media is sponsored by the state. The television is weaponized through your tax dollars, and silence is your consent. It's assumed for you because you didn't say nothing, so the average working man hasn't seen an actual pay increase in over 50 years. In the process of giving people pay raises, costs of goods go up, rent goes up, utilities go up, cost of everything goes up, your time becomes worth less, you got to work more to maintain what you already have. In other words, there's no getting ahead unless you suck dick. It's amazing. While you were all arguing about gender, the Democrats were operating surveillance programs to mark and hound and harass anti vaxxers, label them as domestic terrorists. And I thought these people were supposed to what? Represent my fucking best interests. Yesterday, I tried to inform my maintenance man that the COVID vaccines were bioweapons, and essentially they vaccinated the majority of you with AIDS because they loved you so much. I don't think voting for yourself is the problem. The problem really arises when the people around you don't support anything you say or fucking do. It's amazing what happens when you trust yourself because you can put everybody in their place, right, Andrew? Because the only thing they're going to try to do is convince me why I'm wrong and they're fucking right. It's politics. Good rising, buddy. Children can't typically speak for themselves. Which is why parents are the voice of reason for children to the age of 18, which is dependence. Leadership doesn't think that children need parental supervision after the age of 7 because they love your children so much. I can see where this is going. We're going back to the turn of the century with 7-year-olds out in the field picking cotton. 7-year-olds will be working in the fields because Gen Z doesn't want to work. Millennials don't like working. They don't think this is labor right now. The more you learn to trust yourself, the less you depend on other than yourself. The more you learn to depend on yourself, the less likely you will be in a situation where you're going to follow anyone. It's the fun part. Truthful people don't follow anyone. Truthful people don't hang out in crowds. Neither party's truthful, apparently. And telling the truth is a felony. So you're never going to be called a good person. No money in it. You believe that? There's no profits in transparency. And you can't have transparency in a free society due to guilds, secret societies, cults, and fraternities. And they all sign blood oaths and non disclosure agreements. So we won't be talking truthfully about anything. It's not fucking possible. And I gotta go with that as the scientific facts till somebody says otherwise. But no one says otherwise. With a little research, you can come to a couple of safe conclusions. They lied about the origins of COVID, the source of it, and who's financing it. They lied about all of it. So logic says there's no possible way anyone made an informed decision. Logic says everybody was reacting to propaganda and made fear based choices. No truth in them at all. That's what logic says. Ego says nothing. Religious fanatics don't have anything to say. Left, right, wing, extremists, where you at? Run your mouth. See what happens when you assert yourself? I've done these live feeds for 25 years. Never received a dollar from Facebook for any of my fucking time or YouTube. Sometimes crazy people contribute to my madness because they want to, not because they have to. Ugh. The more pieces of yourself you recover, the more you tend to lose others because they have no interest in recovering themselves. And the more you find yourself, the less you need to explain yourself. I don't owe you anything but contempt. I don't owe you fealty, loyalty, respect. I don't owe you anything. Those things were assumed. Isn't that amazing? And that's the biggest part of most people's problems when they come in here. They assume I respect professionals. They assume I respect people who wear suits and ties. They assume things. They made a lot of assumptions. And they assume wrong. You assumed a position because of a narrative. You got facts because of a fucking narrative. The narrative was false. The propaganda was fear-based. Your tax dollars weaponized COVID to trick you into making bad choices. I'll try to figure out how they're protecting anything besides their own interests. Right? And all of this results from self-respect or respecting yourself. If you're not lying to yourself, then other people can't lie to you. And that's going to make them very fucking uncomfortable. Right? A truth speaker in the room with a bunch of fucking liars. Right? And the truth is said in front of a bunch of goddamn liars. And liars didn't have anything to say about it because they couldn't challenge the truth. They deviate, avoid, run away from, run for duck and run. Just run. And that's the nature of it. The more you find yourself, the less others will respect you. The more you turn to respecting yourself, the less likely you will respect other than yourself. They didn't have any respect for you, so respecting them would be a degradation of self and self abuse and self debasement. Not interested in debasing myself or degrading myself for people who don't respect themselves. They don't trust themselves, like themselves. Fuck them. They don't even believe in themselves. It's amazing. And that's a result of the education system. You're conditioned to trust and believe in your corporate masters and not yourselves. Right? I'm so glad we could have a conversation about this in public. Apparently, there is no transparency due to professional licensing, and professional guilds, and secret societies, and tiers, right? Tiers. There's the outer tier, which is the serpentine and the pedestrians and the peeps and the parps and the peoples and the parsons. Outer realm, outer ring. The uneducated, stupid fox on the outside looking in. Then what's next? The next ring is what? The teachers guild. And they mold and conform society to the policies and whims of corporate masters, gatekeepers. Then once you get past those gatekeepers, then you're on the inner ring, right? And don't forget the outer ring, which is law enforcement pressing the public with policy. The police officers didn't write the policy. The politicians wrote the policy. And the politicians don't write policy that benefits everybody. Politicians write policies that benefit themselves and their personal families. They don't give a fuck about anybody. The only thing they actually give a fuck about is their 401k and their stock portfolio, soybean futures. Ah. And so they perpetually borrow money, which causes hyperinflation, devaluation of labor, and increases the cost of everyday goods and the cost of living, right? Because they love you so much. Isn't that amazing? I'm so glad we could love each other and have a group therapy session publicly. Let me serenade you like a mariachi. This is bigger than Watergate, guys. It's huge. Bigger than Watergate. Digital surveillance of everybody beats anything they were doing during Watergate. Grand Rising. I realized some most amazing things in regards to speech, public speaking, the power of the spoken word. Look what happens when it's my house versus a corporate billionaire's house. Nobody has a fucking word to say. And I tag everyone, anyone. No mercy. Your education versus mine. And every fucking day you lose. That's the reality. It's fucking reality. You avoid reality, can't face reality, can't even comprehend it, so you need to medicate for it. Oh. Mm. I mean, this scandal is so fucking astronomically huge. It's huge. You have digital surveillance of everybody. Remember during the Watergate scandal, it was just the president spying on everybody in the fucking White House. Right? And you remember how easy it was for Forrest Gump to pop the guys invading? They showed you. They fucking showed you how Nixon got popped. This is so fucking goddamn funny. This is so goddamn funny. I can't be. Hey, Barry, did you ever watch Forrest Gump? I'm sure a lot of you guys watched Forrest Gump at some point in your fucking life, right? Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump! Did you watch Forrest Gump? Did you? Because it was Forrest Gump that popped Tricky Dicky, right? Called the popo on the people invading Watergate. Tricky Dicky was spying on all his political adversaries, bugging their offices. It was Forrest Gump in the fucking. He had to turn himself in and resign quietly because of fucking Forrest Gump. This scandal is so fucking goddamn huge. You have to consider digital surveillance of everybody. Then you have to recognize that Joe Biden signed off on policy that allowed government to fucking spy on parents and mark and label political dissidents to anti-vax policies. If they were anti-vax, they were mocked by Joe Biden's administration as domestic fucking terrorists. That sounds like a breach of trust. Betrayal of trust is also referred to as fucking treason. Let me ask my American neighbors, what is the penalty for treason? And silence to fucking treason. Silence and indifference. If you know of a treason and you don't say anything, aren't you just as guilty? Like, how are you any better? You know, some people running around trying to figure out who's guilty, who's not guilty. This one's innocent, that one's innocent, that one's guilty, this one's innocent. I don't work that way. No, if you're sitting silent, you're fucking guilty. See, that's made everything easy for me. If you don't have anything to say, then you're fucking guilty. To some degree, you're fucking guilty. Guilty of what? I don't know. I'll figure it out, though. I will figure it out. I'm glad we could have this conversation in 3 different places at the same time. YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Cognitive dissonance, sit silent. Your enemies, sit fucking silent. Guilty people don't have anything to say for themselves. They're goddamn guilty. Truth subjugates a liar. Liars don't have anything to say when they hear the truth. They bow out and run for their lives. So apparently Uncle Sam thought it was a great idea to digitally surveil everyone. And if you were vaccine dissident, you were marked. By the act of not wearing a mask, you're already identified. They split the mob into 2. Mask wearers and those who don't wear masks. I wonder, can we figure out who's obedient or not obedient just because of a mask? Did the Sims get marked like a fucking Jew? It also made me realize that COVID mask was kind of like the bridle of Jesus Christ. Horses wear bridles. Dogs wear muzzles. Slaves wear muzzles too. I think mask wearing causes people to become submissive. They can't think for themselves. They need to be rained on. Hey, TikTok fans, it's 22 Bananas, that stupid fucking monkey. How you doing, stupid fucking monkey? Is it constitutionally lawful legal to spy and surveil everyone? Simple yes or no will suffice. Nothing else fucking matters. Sitting silent is treason. I love pulling that T word out of my pocket. Treason. Right up next to that one, sedition. Should there be a penalty for silent sedition and treason? I was talking to some of my neighbors and they don't think there's a death penalty in Maine. I said, oh no, we do have a death penalty. Problem is, no one wants to enforce it. Want to know why? Everybody's breaking the law already. Who wants to die for their fucking beliefs? Oh, lots of things can be considered treason. So digital surveillance of everyone obviously bypassed their right to privacy. Yeah, sure did. Blurred that line without anyone's consent. So that made me realize, speaking from the privacy of my home into the public arena, that's 3 domains. 3! I own all 3 of them. Eminent, public, and fucking private. What are you gonna say to my face about the theft of my son? That's treason, ain't it? You come in here trying to do what? Get a rise out of me? Mentally manipulate me like a fucking political whore? Good man? Woman? Fuck are you? Artificial intelligence? Damn. And then my neighbors. They never got your back. Never! That's a historical fact. And the last persons that are going to approve of my messaging, my own fucking father and mother. Last ones that'll approve of anything that comes out of my mouth. Huh. Good people sit silent because they're fucking obedient. They're obedient to their corporate masters. They're not loyal to their fucking selves. So, if they're not loyal to themselves, there's no fucking way in hell they're going to be loyal to me. Right? Bunch of rat bastards, snitches, government agents, formers, pedophiles, kitty fuckers, child traffickers, good people. Pimps and hoes, yo. Pimp said something. Silence makes you a hoe. Fuck around and find out, huh? What are you people sitting silent to? Treason? Digital surveillance of anyone and everyone without anyone's fucking consent? Good neighbors, huh? Lying motherfuckers. You gonna do confess? No. Ego, right? Any of you concerned with Republicans and Democrats actively plotting to kill every fucking one? Does that bother any of you? Or am I the only one, you stupid motherfuckers? Huh? Where'd you go? Do you guys like the idea of being marked and tagged and tracked like a fucking dog or a deer? Do you like the idea of having personal LoJack? Do you like the idea of a Bluetooth emitter fucking sending a signal out of your ass? All these vaccinated people are shedding cells and contagious. The good doctors gave you AIDS. Vaccine induced AIDS. They call it WAIDS. VIAIDS. And I'm laughing my ass off because it was Fauci that was doing the fucking investigation and research into the AIDS virus 50 years ago. Fast forward 50 years. Whoa. Good doctor gave you AIDS. No wonder why Biden gave him a preemptive pardon. And what about the Joe Biden auto pen, right? Who was running that thing? Elizabeth Warren. Pocahontas herself was running the auto pen. The pardon pen. That pencil pushing prick. Pardon pen. Wow. They were selling pardons. What a racket. How the fuck is there any justice in a country where you're selling yourselves pardons preemptively? Do 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 do. Da da da. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Da 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 da. Oh, this just in. Breaking. Trump administration has canceled a $700 million contract awarded to Moderna for the development of bird flu vaccines. You didn't have to consent to anything. They did everything without your consent. They sprayed the skies with nanoparticulates and smart dust that's sentient and self-aware without your consent. They poisoned the waterways without your consent, and railroads deliberately knocked trains off of rail tracks to make land unlivable and contaminate it without your consent. I'm amazed. All these corporations getting away with things you and I would go to prison for. You know? Amazing. They do a lot of things without your consent and without your approval. They like making false accusations so they feel justified and they have a reasoning. to justify their actions. So I already know why I'm not liked at all. I tend to use that word treason a lot. I've died 3 times. I'm not afraid of dying. People are terrified of dying, especially the guilty. And we have no mercy for infants and toddlers and babies. Somehow we have sympathy, feelings, and concerns for minor attracted persons with a syndrome, MAP syndrome. Got spam for you. I'm suffering from a syndrome. It's called odds. Odds syndrome. Oppositional defiant disorder syndrome. That's a syndrome. So I'm glad we could have this conversation. It was fruitful and meaningful. It's going to improve the quality of everyone's life. It's wild. There's no possible way people are going to be able to recover from anything if they're not willing to admit there's a problem. And that's a huge part of the problem. Right? Huge. So I don't know how we can get to common grounds or common consensus when no one has 5 minutes for the issues that are actually pertaining to everyone. It's absolutely hysterically funny. And they all run around in this false love and false light messaging mindset. Love thyself and thy neighbors, but they don't have any love for themselves and they don't have any love for their neighbors. They love their corporate masters and they hate themselves and they love to hate on others. It's mind boggling. It's absolutely mind boggling. I hate myself and I love to hate other than myself. It's disturbing. Causes people to live in a state of self-loathing. I don't know what to do with you. I don't think there's any solution at all. People can't get along. They're not capable to resolve anything. Society cannot resolve any problem society suffered from. The two-party system profits off of dividing and conquering everybody and making money off of stripping people of their rights silently, and nobody wants to talk about it. Whoa. This shit hurts my goddamn brain just thinking about it. You evil fuckers. You evil, evil, evil motherfuckers. Call me evil and you're evil. Everybody's a sinner down here. We all float down here. And so I'm so glad we could care about one another and respect one another. I'm so glad we trust one another. I'm so glad you can talk shit to my face and not behind my back. You should be happy I talk shit to your face and won't do it behind your back. You should respect that. I aired my grievances and nobody said anything about it. That's amazing. Changed everything, didn't it? Didn't get me anywhere, huh? Digital surveillance of everyone without mercy. No mercy, mother. Oh. Amazing. I have a list of things that you're suffering from and don't even know it. Number one, mental manipulation. Number two, illiteracy. Number three, hearing. You don't actually do it very well. You react well. You should be responding to things, but in reality, you're reacting to them without thinking. You're feeling some sort of way and chemically sparking off at the mouth, Sparky, without even thinking about it. You don't even know what you're talking about. It's amazing. Those are some big issues right there, and I don't know how we're going to change that. Everybody's racist these days. He's racist, she's racist, him's racist, her's racist, they's racist, they racist, him, her, he, it, racist. Everybody's racist, so we can't resolve anything because everybody's butt hurt. And it resolves nothing. I mean, really, people, I don't know why you get so mad. No idea. No, I'm laughing my ass off, so I'm thinking back to Forrest Gump, right? And he's in the Watergate Hotel, and he saw burglars running around in a lights out situation with flashlights and called a popo, and that's how Tricky Dicks got fucking busted. Gump was just concerned citizen. And of course, Gump saved the day by accident, which is why no one wants to talk about it. Hell, Gump! Bubba got a shrimp, Bubba! Gump! If you put the children before the parties, neither party matters. Children are not Republicans or Democrats. The same thing goes for relationship with Creator. So, when you do your own research, you do your own homework, you don't trust anyone. Only 20% of the country is doing their own thinking. 80% is following. 80% don't comprehend the words coming out of my mouth. 20% do, but they're terrified to do or say anything about it. Whoa. Watch this statistical anomaly. 80% of 80% of people are vaccinated. 20% said don't do it. You're either going to vax or you're not going to. There is no third option. Woman, I love how you think you're separate from the whole when you're not. No one is. No one is fucking separate from the goddamn donut hole. Donuts! You either got baited to vax for a fucking donut or you didn't. There's no third option. To vax or not to vax. 20% didn't vax. Those are the facts. 80% did. Facts. To vax or not to vax. So, logic says only 20% can procreate children because they didn't participate in a fucking union or a political party function. Their cock and balls still goddamn function. Bam! and I'm the one nigger in 100 that's going to say something, you're all going to do what? Sit there, stare at me, say, "I'm the fucking problem, you stupid kikes. Fry a kite, you fucking fake Jews. Squeeze you for every shekel you're fucking worth. Hang them." Why should you hang them? Well, they did plot to kill you, and their plots failed. You can fool some of them some of the time, but you can't fool all of them all of the fucking time. And it only need one fool to fuck shit up. Hell Gump! Hell Gump! Remember it was Forrest Gump that fucked up Watergate for Nixon. Nixon having a bad day because Forrest Gump saw something, said something about it. He was a good, concerned citizen. I'm a concerned citizen. I'm concerned your government's actively plotting to try to kill you all, or depopulate you all, or turn you into human batteries. And your sons will be cannon fodder, dead bodies for the military, mama. Because you give a fuck about your sons. Hell Gump! One day it occurred to me that mothers send their sons to die so they can receive a welfare benefit and sympathy and mercy from society so they don't have to fucking labor for anything. Then I was like, geez, that's probably why they marry soldiers. They're cannon fodder, and when they die, the estate is theirs. Fucking gold diggers. It's a real problem, ain't it? Most women think fucking relationships and marriages should only last 5 years. 80% of marriages fail within 5 years. 70% of marriages are fucking divorces are filed by females. Let's talk about prostitutorial rates when it comes to domestic violence. Hey, why is it like 90% of all domestic violence charges against women are dismissed without a ticket, without a fine, without therapy, without probation? They don't have to pay a goddamn thing. And 90% of men are prosecuted. But somehow we have a domestic violence problem. The only reason we have a domestic violence problem is because prosecutors don't prosecute women for domestic violence. They dismiss the charges. Prosecutorial rates, motherfucker, what? So I gotta sit here and tell you all that you're all pretty much full of shit. Parents are full of shit. Teachers are full of shit. Political figures are full of shit. State-sponsored media. What's that all about? What does that even mean? Does anybody else understand or comprehend the concept of state media and welfare hookers? State-sponsored media? How are you any different than welfare hookers? You're receiving welfare benefits from the government. That applies to the New York Times, the Boston Globe, the Bangor Daily, Los Angeles Times, all the main shit rags, you know? All of them. State-sponsored media. Paid for by your tax dollars, including the BBC. So, no one is actually doing their own research. Essentially, the majority of people are carrying water for the government. And this is parallel to the Watergate scandal, right? And Operation Mockingbird. And here I sit, mocking the birds on your television set. And I've told you for over a decade that television is a squawk box for the parrots, which are the parents, because they don't believe their children, neighbors, community. Fuck, they don't even believe themselves. Trust nobody. Sequester! COVID was just for that, causing people to isolate and sequester. It was about breaking up the crowds, controlling your minds, isolating you one on one with a television. Hard to trust people that are labeling you as the enemy behind your back in secret enclaves without your consent, permission, or approval. I think ultimately they were trying to trick you out of your consent and trick you out of your approval silently. If you didn't know what they were doing, then you'd sit silent to it. You wouldn't stop it from happening. You wouldn't prevent anything. You didn't know what was going on. Through your silence, they assumed it meant consent. Your silence means I have your consent. Isn't that fun? No means yes, yes means no. Silence is a yes and not a no. It's a silent one. Silence causes all the problems. Silence prevents none of them. Does nothing, stops nothing, prevents nothing, changes nothing. Then do a downtime. So I'm so glad we could discuss the issues that matter. Digital surveillance of everybody, the environment's toxic, smart dust and nanoparticulates. They're sentient and self-aware in the environment that you're facing on a daily. It's in you and outside of you, and it's not separate from you. So the environment's toxic and you're full of toxins, and most people are in toxic relationships or parasitic. And then you look at all systems of operation in the world, SOP, systems of operation, piece of shit, POS, SOP, POS, op. They're all parasitic. The idea of sustainable development or any development being sustainable is asinine. And your silence is a real fucking drag and a real drain on my system. Whoa. So I would be looking into vaccine-induced AIDS, VAIDS. I'd be looking into those turbo cancers and clots and tumors, heart attacks and strokes. I'd be seeing the parallels between the COVID shot being the death shot or hot shot, or we could even call it a clot chop, baby. And I'm ready to trot, hot to trot. I said no to the death shots, clot shots, hot shots. I've been saying for some time now that all they were trying to do is trick you into killing yourselves, consenting to your own demise or death. Geez, your death is more profitable than your life because of the good people that love you. There's so much love for one another, huh? No, no. It's amazing how these large corporations and internationalists and globalists have more political pull over a country than the people living there. And that's a shot at both sides of the fucking aisle. It's funny how both sides of the aisle are subservient to the pharmaceutical industry's demands, including zero liability, no liability, none. Fools don't have any liability. Remember, you all said I was irresponsible, not responsible. I don't know what I'm talking about. Amazing shit, you guys. Isn't it? That's all they want to do is unalive you or MDK you. Murder, death, kill, Judge Dredd. Wow. What are the odds of California starting to look like that green city of the future from the movie Judge Dredd, right? Do you remember that movie, Judge Dredd? What if that movie was taken in the future and brought to the past and played to you in the present? Because how weird is it now where they're bringing in the green energy city, you know, whoa, just all of it. Wow. Smart cities of the future. They told you everything. Told you everything. Watergate was about surveillance of political elite. COVID was about surveillance and monitoring, tracking of everyone. Wow. Without anyone's consent. And I keep struggling to ask, why am I asking permission to do anything? right? Travel, transport my ass around, speak, hunt, fish, breed, fuck. Seems like I gotta have a permit for just about anything and everything. And yet, government can do whatever the hell it wants without the consent or permission of anyone. And I thought the government was supposed to work for the people, but government has been actively labeling parents as domestic violence, domestic terrorists because of an anti-vax dissident perspective. They didn't want to fucking vax their children, so they became labeled unfit parents. And this allowed for child protective services to go in and kidnap the children, split the family up, break the family because it's more profitable than keeping families together. No money in healthy families and continuity of family. And the last thing they want families thinking about is generational wealth for their families. You know, wow, right? The last thing they want anyone doing is working for themselves. It's independence. They don't want anyone to be independent. And that's just conspiracy. But no one denies it because it's fucking reality. Like, wow. Huh? Right back. Coffee break. Sounds good, buddy. Do, 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 do. Mm. Imagine being myself and having a master's in communication and no one having a response for anything that I say to them. what a what a situation, right? It's just funny. When it comes to issues that matter, all people want to do is avoid them because they're too big. They don't want to look at them. It's wild.